Hello, good evening to all of my students and watchers. We are basically covering the writing task, and today I'm going to tell you about the writing task 2. In my previous video, I told you the total words, introduction, main body, conclusion, dictionary definition, all these type of words. I told you how will you start and how will you basically sum it up. Writing task 2 is to be considered a very much important task in the entire IELTS. The reason is that because if you are doing more practice, if you are want to get a good score, or you want to have finally a reasonable score, 100% do a good practice of the writing task 2. Therefore, a writing task 2, I told you, you can get a good score in this sense if you had been doing good practice regarding the writing task 2 in the IELTS. Then I'm definitely assure you that finally you can have a good score, but should be a balance probably in all 3 modules minimum, like in listening and the reading, and likewise in the writing as well. So it depends. Few of the students simultaneously, they are very good performer in the listening and in the speaking, but they cannot do a good attempt in the reading as well, because reading is always to be considered very difficult. So here, the one thing which my all previous videos I have been telling you, that is basically practice and makes a man perfect. Or if you are going to talk about the International English Language Testing System, this entire of the paper just based on the practice, that which type of level you are by the way adopting for the sake of practice, or how the tactics or techniques you are applying to have a good score in the IELTS paper, entire IELTS paper as well. Either you are discussing about the speaking or listening or reading or writing, here is the one thing that daily time, how many sessions of this reading you are going to do, you are how many listening papers you are attempting, how many speaking modules you are covering, or how many writing tasks, similarly 1 and 2 you are gonna write. I have been teaching thousands of students in my life, and I've seen that always when you are going to do a good practice, okay, or there is a firmness in the practice, so you are really stand first probably to get a good score, finally to meet with your goals, you have at length eventually a good score. Brighter students I have been teaching, many bright students I have been teaching, and Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, they were succeeded to have an outstanding and spectacular score. As far as concerned my students, by the grace of Allah, I found few diamonds in my entire teaching career of the IELTS, that they got 9 out of 9 in the listening, and similarly 9 out of 9 in the reading, okay, and likewise in other modules they got a very good score in the speaking up to 8.5, and in the same way in the writing up to 7.5 to 7.8. My students, they have got in the past time. Writing task 2 we are discussing, and in writing task 2 I basically divide writing task 2 into 6 types. So today I will discuss about the first 2 types. The first is agree and disagree, and the second is neutral impartial. Let me start from the agree and disagree, and usually how he puts the question regarding agree and disagree. Basically the question would be like that: the young people are very much important to make the country very well by doing a good efforts, okay, and by participating in the work for the country. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Industrial zone of Pakistan, or industrial zone in the world, is playing a very vital role and very good role to make the country well stable. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Basically, you need to understand the question. If you remember in my previous video, I told you that first you will you will read the second writing task 2, but always you will write the writing task 1. So here is what basically he mentions he mentions in the questions what he demands from you, like to what extent you agree or disagree with this statement. In this type of question, I always suggest to my all the students, please be positive and show your optimism to write in the favor of the questions, or in the favor of the young people, how they are performing, their performances, their types, in which sectors they are performing to make the country well stable. So always write in the positive sense rather than in the negative sense as well. Try your best to do always agree. If there is none of the points finally you'll have, there is no more points you have to write in the favor of agree, then, or you have a more points in the disagree. But you can make people understand with the arguments, with a proper supporting things and examples you are quoting in the writing task 2, then go ahead with the disagree, no problem. As far as concerned, additionally speaking, here I would say that how will you write? There will be 3 facts you will have to find in the agree and disagree. You will find first fact, then you will explain, and finally you will add an example. Then linker you will add, and second fact you will get, you will explain, then you can code an example. Similarly, likewise, you will add a new linker and you will start the new para with the next fact as well with the same point, and at the end you will cite an example. Okay, it means 3 facts, 3 explanation and 3 example. If you remember that, it is basically your main body. Your fact, explanation and example always will come in the main body. Introduction, as far as concerned, dictionary definition, this is up, and similarly as far as concerned your conclusion, including your conclusion, you are gonna write like 250 words in the main body with the 3 facts, 3 example and 3 explanation as well. Okay, moreover, I'm going to talk about the neutral impartial. Neutral impartial is what? When you are wishing to write something in the favor, you have a few points in the favor and few points you have in against as well. So what? Fact, explain, example, fact, explain, example, fact, explain, example, and last but not least, similarly, fact, explain, example as well. 2 in the favor and 2 in the against to make more balance your ideas and make more stable the ideas which you have indulged over there and the points which you have indulged over there to support your answer. It is very much important. So my preference is maximum to write in the agree, but in worst case scenario, you have a less point in the agree disagree, you cannot write 250 words or in the agree, or you cannot not write 250 words in disagree as well. So then go ahead with the neutral impartial. This is called basically accordingly this is called basically 50-50. I mean 2 in favor and 2 in against. If you have like 3 in favor, then you will write 3 in against as well. If you have a 4 points in agree, then 4 points you must have for the disagreeing as well. So to conclude, as a matter of fact, I would like to say that it is very much important to, with the arguments, with the lovely supporting things, you will support the answer, okay, you will support your question while adding different type of numerous variety of the points. Finally, inshallah Aziz, you will have a good score in the writing task 2 as well. Thank you for watching me. Please subscribe my channel MT Vlog and share with your friends as well, and also mention your opinion in the comment section. Thank you very much.